I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, let you know 10 things about me, reveal the books I bought this week, and give away 5 shirts just like the one I'm currently wearing. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching the 10th anniversary episode of the Comic Hero Show. Now kick that intro! Welcome to the 10th anniversary episode of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nully, and I am the Comic Hero. Woo! 10 years. You know what? My. This is... Oh, you know what? I'm just so pumped about doing this episode. And, you know, I don't think I've ever been pumped about doing any episode that I have been now. And, you know, and I'm also very blessed and very humbled over the fact that I've been doing it this long, and oh boy, you know what? But I'm trying not to get all sappy and mushy or anything. So before I do, let's just go ahead and kick things off like I usually do and give away a free T-shirt. All right, on episode 458, I asked, what year did the Guardians of the Galaxy make their first appearance in the comics? Well, the correct answer is 1969. And 9 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, their name's been entered in a drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is Cameron Mays from Missouri City, Texas. Congratulations to Cameron. You win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. All right, here's the question for next week's episode, and this is a DC question. Which DC superhero is nicknamed the Big Red Cheese? Now here's the hints. The first hint is that this character made their first appearance in 1940. The second hint, this character has the powers of 5 Greek gods and 1 actual person that was mentioned in the Bible. The third hint, this character had a superhero name who Marvel ended up taking DC to court over and ended up losing the case and had to change their name to the word that this character uses in order to get their powers. And then the fourth and final hint, Zachary Levi played this character on the big screen in 2019 and earlier this year. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. Alright, now Mandy Hooter from Bossier City, Louisiana has requested a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and this one features the once King of Asgard going up against one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe, especially when they have a certain device. Representing Marvel, we have Odin, and also representing Marvel, we have Thanos. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call
the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown.
Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today, it's Thanos versus Odin. Thanos possesses superhuman strength, speed, stamina, durability, and agility, access to nearly all powerful mystical artifacts and weapons, superhuman physiology of the Eternals, is a skilled hand-to-hand combatant, plasma energy projection, genius-level intellect, non-vulnerability, and is a master tactician. Odin possesses superhuman strength, stamina, durability, agility, reflexes, healing, longevity, and wisdom. With the Odin Force, he also possesses magic manipulation. Who would win? This fight would start out with hand-to-hand combat. The two would trade blows for minutes on end. Thanos would have the upper hand in this regard, but Odin wouldn't be so quick to let up. Thanos would sweep Odin's leg and attempt to end the fight by delivering a lethal dose of plasma energy, but Odin would roll out and deliver a chop block to Thanos. Odin then attempts to end the fight by stabbing Thanos with his sword, but the latter uses the time gem on the Infinity Gauntlet to negate that from happening. Thanos then gets back to a vertical base and attempts to end the fight by snapping his fingers, but notices that all the Infinity Gems are no longer on the gauntlet. The reason? Odin used the Odin Force to magically remove the gems. Odin, with the Infinity Gems adorned throughout his armor, says, "I am the All-Father." He then snaps his fingers and causes Thanos to disintegrate. Odin wins, and that concludes this fight on the Comic Heroes Throwdown Showdown. Thank you, Mandy Hooter, for that fight. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll have another one for next week, or rather, episode 462. Now, if you want to make a fight request, go ahead and do so. But I have rules. The first rule is that there has to be at least one comic book or manga character involved. The second rule, they can go up against another comic book or manga character, a video game character, or a serious-minded cartoon character like Optimus Prime, Voltron, Lion-O, anyone like that. And then the third rule, make sure your fight makes sense. You don't want the fight to be completely biased or one-sided. In other words, it wouldn't really be fair for, I don't know, the Shaggy Man to go up against Ben Urich. Just saying. Alright, now usually I would do a comically speaking segment, but I'm going to save that for next week. On this one, I want to do something a little different because it's the 10th anniversary episode. On this segment, I have 10 things that you must know about me. So, check it out. My parents always stressed the importance of being uncommon and not always following the crowd or not doing what everyone else does. At the time, I was collecting trading cards, and there was a lot of guys in my class or above and below that were doing the same. So over time, I got tired of doing that, mainly because the only thing you can really do with trading cards is take care of them and look at them. You can't really do much else. So and I remember this night. It was December 23rd, 1997. My dad had taken my sister and me to do some last minute Christmas shopping for my mom. And when we got done, we had a little more time before the mall closed. So my dad let us buy whatever we wanted to buy. My sister went to Sam Goody, and then I went to Walden Brooks. And there was this one shot that I saw that really piqued my interest. It was called Superman Red, Superman Blue. And I started collecting Superman soon after that, and the rest, as they say, is history. That's a good question. I keep up with them. What I do is I have several checklists of every individual book on Word, and then a spreadsheet of my entire collection on Excel. Now, the checklist came about. This was something I started originally doing a few months after I started collecting, and then I got away from it right after I graduated from high school because it was just too much. But then a few years later, I ended up going to this old antique store in downtown Minden, and it was owned by the late great Millie Rose, and she had asked me, do I have a checklist of all my books? Do I have them all in inventory? And I told her, well, I used to, but I got away from it because it was too much. But then she was telling me that if I really prided myself on this hobby, then it's probably best to know what books I have and what I don't. So I went back to doing that, and I've been doing it ever since. Now, the whole thing with Excel, that came about when I was in a CIS class at Bossier Parish Community College 15 years ago, or just over 15 years ago. And our second assignment was learning how to create a spreadsheet on Excel. And after I was successfully able to do that and I passed my second exam, something told me to go on to create my own spreadsheet of my entire collection. And I did so, and it took me about 3 days to get done. And then on the last day of class, I showed my instructor the spreadsheet, and he was completely blown away. So yeah. Oh boy, this is one of these questions that's going to get me in trouble. Overall, it's Superman. And the reason it's Superman is because he embodies everything that's good and wholesome. And he does the right thing even when it's hard. I mean, that's something that I've always admired about him. I mean, everyone calls him the ultimate Boy Scout. Well, I say, well, he's the ultimate person. Now, but here's the thing. I have different publications, superheroes, according to each publication. For DC, it's Superman. For Marvel, it's Spider-Man. For IDW, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I'm talking about all of them, even the newest member, Jennika. And then for Risen Vision Comics, it's Saint God's Warrior. For Dark Atom Comics, it's Dope Smack. And then for Image, Radiant Black. My favorite soda is the soda called Zevia. And Zevia comes in different flavors. There's cola, cherry cola, caffeine-free cola, grape, creamy root beer, ginger root beer. I mean, I could just go on and on. But here's the interesting thing about Zevia. You can't find them at dollar stores or gas stations. You would either have to go to Brookshire's, certain locations of Walmart, Whole Foods Market, or Trader Joe's. Now, the interesting thing about Zevia is that it's a keto soda, and the nutrition facts have zeros all the way down. And I would recommend these to anyone. I started drinking this soda after I had a brief health scare just over 2 years ago, and it caused me to rethink anything that I eat and drink. So Zevia, yeah. The best advice I've ever received was from my mom. It's concentrate on the solution and not the problem. So many times in life, we tend to concentrate when you know what hits the fan. We tend to concentrate on the problem and forget that there's a solution. And a lot of times that gets us into trouble. But yes, always concentrate on the solution when adversity hits. My favorite recording artist right now is P.J. Morton, and has been for a number of years. P.J. Morton is the son of the legendary gospel artist and preacher Bishop Paulus Morton Sr. And when he branched out and started a solo career, he has done absolutely no wrong. I have 2 of his last 3 albums. I have Paul and Watch the Sun. I really love both of those albums, and I can't wait for anything that comes out later on. But as for my favorite music group, it would have to be Spyro Gyra. This is a jazz group out of Buffalo, New York. Well, they started in Buffalo, New York. A lot of the members are from different parts of the country. They've been around for almost 50 years. They've been recording since 77. They've been coming out with albums since 77, and really love their music. I mean, just about everything that they've recorded from 77 to recently is just straight up timeless. And they always pride themselves on doing things that have never been done, and the beat goes on. My all-time favorite member is their former keyboardist Tom Schumann, and my favorite current member is their longest tenured member who's been with the group who helped found the group, Jay Beckenstein on saxophone. All right, my favorite sports teams. Now, this is kind of weird. Okay. My favorite NBA team is the Dallas Mavericks. My favorite WNBA team is the Dallas Wings. My favorite Major League Baseball team are the Texas Rangers. My favorite NHL team, in other words, that's National Hockey League, the Dallas Stars. My favorite NFL team, the New Orleans Saints. And then my favorite college team, the college that changed my life forever, ULM, the University of Louisiana at Monroe. And then my favorite junior league hockey team, the Shreveport Mudbugs. So, yeah. My favorite non-comics TV show is Chicago Fire. I've always had this adoration for first responders. And when I was growing up, I used to watch old episodes of this old TV show called Emergency. But then when Chicago Fire premiered just over a decade ago, I watched every season, and I'm really looking forward to the next one. My favorite non-comics movie is Shallow Hal. Now, it's not, I mean, it's a comedy, but there's a hidden message behind it. And the message is never judge a book by its cover, or never judge people by their appearances. Instead of focusing on what they look like, you should focus on the kind of person they are. And that movie changed my life forever, because I used to be very shallow, and I used to be very, very picky and everything. But then after seeing that movie, it changed my life for the good. When I'm not reading comics or doing the show, I'm either playing the piano at church, and I'm also play piano and keys for a gospel group called the Palmers, and I've been with them for 17 years. And then my mom and I have our own t-shirt business, and whenever I'm not making Comic Hero tees, then yes, I do make my own shirts. I mean, it's been a myth. I mean, the one misconception a lot of folks think is that I get someone else to make the shirts, but that's not true. I actually make them myself. And then I also compose music. I compose music for the show, and I compose music for several other things. And then also cook. Here's the crazy thing. Now, I didn't really know how to cook just over 11 years ago, but then when I started working at my current job, that forced me to learn how to cook. And here's the interesting thing about cooking. All it is just following instructions. So yeah, I'm pretty busy when I'm not doing the show or reading comics. All right, there you have it. 10 things about me. Hope y'all enjoyed. I really had a lot of fun doing that segment. And now, after 10 years, a lot of y'all know a lot more about me. But I was asked to do that, and there was just no way that I could say no. So there you go. All right, let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
All right, here we go. First up is Batman number 138. Black Panther number 5. Blue Beetle number 2. Captain Marvel Dark Tempest number 4. Doctor Strange number 8. Fantastic Four number 12. Guardians of the Galaxy number 4. Immortal X-Men number 16. The Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing, number 11. Red Goblin, number 9. Shazam, number 4. X-Men number 27. And finally, X-Force number 45. All right, that's 13, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 12,382. All right, well, I hope y'all enjoyed the 10th anniversary episode of the show. And here's a question for a free tee for next week's episode of the show. Which DC character is nicknamed the Big Red Cheese? Now, here's the hints again. The first hint is that this character made their first appearance in 1940. The second hint, this character has powers derived from 5 Greek gods and 1 actual person that was mentioned in the Bible. The third hint, this character once had a superhero name that Marvel took DC took to court over and ended up losing the case. Therefore, they had to rename the character according to the word that they say in order to get their powers. And then the fourth and final hint, Zachary Levi played this character on the big screen. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to Cameron Mays from Missouri City, Texas, who won a free tee on this episode. All right, now on social media and also right here on YouTube, I have tasked y'all to either like, love, or leave a positive comment. And by doing so, your name's been entered in a drawing for a shirt just like this one, and I'm drawing 5 names. So if you entered, this isn't just like a free tee shirt. Because I'm drawing 5 names, your chances of winning have been multiplied by 5. So here we go. The first person who wins the 10th anniversary Comic Hero tee is... Oh, by the way, 60 people have done this. Mike Hart from Monroe, Louisiana. So congratulations, Mike. You win yourself a free 10th anniversary Comic Hero tee. All right, 1 down and 4 to go. And the second person who wins a 10th anniversary Comic Hero tee is... Jessica Anders from Fall, Louisiana. So congratulations, Jessica. You win a 10th anniversary Comic Hero tee. All right, 2 down and 3 to go. And the third person who wins the 10th anniversary Comic Hero tee is... Joy Chadwick from Ruston, Louisiana. So congratulations, Joy. You win a 10th anniversary Comic Hero tee. All right, 3 down and 2 to go. And the fourth person who wins the 10th anniversary Comic Hero tee is... Aurora Mitchell from Albuquerque, New Mexico. So congratulations, Aurora. You win a 10th anniversary Comic Hero tee. All right, one more. Last one. And the fifth and final person who wins a free 10th anniversary Comic Hero tee is... Reaching, when I do the last drawing, I always reach down, all the way down the bag, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Roshan Mozique from Shreveport, Louisiana. So congratulations, Roshan. You win a 5th anniversary Comic Hero tee. And let me tell you, you know what? I wish I could just give a free tee like this one to everyone. Because, 10 years is a long time. especially when you're doing something like I'm doing. And you know what? One thing I'll never have regrets over is the day that I started doing the show. Wednesday, October 2nd, 2013. I'll never forget that night. And I'm not going to look back because there's no looking back. I'm only remembering back. If I only knew where the show would have taken me now. I mean, the many different blessings, the different opportunities, the many friendships and fans that have been forged along the way. That's a really humbling thing. All right, as y'all see, I have a cake right here, and I finally lit the candles, so I'm going to go ahead and blow the candles out and make a wish. All right, and before I go on with the road ahead with the show, a toast to you, the fans. Fans that I've gained recently, fans that have been with me for a long time, and fans who are no longer with us. Here's to the last 10 years, and hopefully for many more to come. Cheers. All right, here's the road ahead for the show. On next week's episode 461, I'm going to raise awareness of breast cancer. It's been something that I've been doing since the show's beginning, and I'm going to continue to do so. And for those of y'all who don't know, my mom is a breast cancer survivor. My aunt's a breast cancer survivor, and I had a great aunt who was a breast cancer survivor and lived to see past 100. So those three, even though my aunt's no longer with us, she was still living testimony until she passed. And my mom and my aunt are living testimonies today. And this episode is also in honor of anyone who beat breast cancer, anyone who's currently battling breast cancer, and those who are no longer with us and their families. Now, in episode 462, I'm going to raise awareness of multiple hereditary exostoses. Now, in episode 463, I'm raising awareness of domestic violence. And y'all, I'm very proud of not me, but of y'all, those that currently watch every week, those who support me, those that have special wishes, and I just couldn't ask for better fans. And again, thank you for those that have been sticking with me since day one. Thank you for those that have come along the way. And thank you for those that started supporting me who are no longer with us. But yeah. All right, if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, welcome. And as soon as you're done, hit subscribe. And if you're watching this for the first time on the Comic Book Lovers Facebook page, welcome. And as soon as you're done, go on YouTube and hit subscribe. All right, I'm Victor Nunley. I'm the Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 461. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.